All right, so taking a look here at number 44, we're still in the same section, so we're simplifying, and we're to assume that all variables represent positive real numbers. So with number 44, we've been given 4 times the 7th root of x to the 8th y minus 3x times the 7th root of xy. And again, as soon as I see that word simplify, I automatically assume I'm going to be breaking down my radicals into good stuff, bad stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 4 times good stuff, bad stuff, and let's not forget those indices, minus 3x times good stuff, bad stuff, and we'll write those roots. All right, so let's take a look here. We don't have any numbers, so again, some of our work is done, so that's good. We're going to take a look first and foremost at this x to the 8th. And when we're dealing with variables and their exponents, we know that we want to go back to our root or index and start thinking in multiples of this number. So 7, 14, 21, 28, etc. And we want to ask ourselves, is 8 a multiple of 7? Well, certainly not, right? So we're going to then ask ourselves, what is the next number down from 8, or smaller than 8, that is a multiple of 7? Well, the next number down from 8 that's a multiple of 7 is 7 itself. And so when we break up this x to the 8th, x to the 7th will be good, a single x to the 1st will be bad, and 7 plus 1 gives us the 8. But we're not going to write the 1 here, right? All right, and now we are going to deal with our y. Well, this y is to the first power, right? And really, you could go through the whole process like we've been doing, asking ourselves, is 1 a factor of 7? Well, clearly not. What's the next number down from 1 that's a factor of 7? Well, there is no number that's below 1 that's a factor of 7. And so then we can conclude that all of this y is bad stuff, which it is. Or you can just simply say, the power is smaller than the index, and therefore all of it is bad. You don't really even have to go through that whole process. But at the beginning, it's good to use the same logic that we broke the 8 down in this case to help us understand why all of this y is bad. All right, now let's go here, take a look, and see if we can break this radical down into our good stuff, bad stuff. Well, again, just like we discovered with number 43, we can see that the radical here that we were going to break down into good stuff, bad stuff, matches exactly the bad stuff from our first term. And so we don't really have to go through all the work and process of trying to break this down into good stuff, bad stuff, because that was kind of already done for us. And we can see that the 7th root of xy is bad stuff, the 7th root of xy. So let's just go ahead and move it all to the garbage and don't have to worry about anything being good. So that helps us to save some time, which, as you know, on a test can be vital depending on how much time you've been given. All right, so now that we've broken up into good stuff, bad stuff, let's see if we can clean up this line, simplify a little bit. So we have 4, and now our good radical, we know it's going to come out free and clear without any radicals. And we're dealing with x, so we know our x is going to come out. But what is the exponent going to be? Well, to find out what the exponent is going to be, we're going to take the original power, which in this case was 7, and divide it by the index, or root, which also in this case is 7. So we end up with 7 divided by 7, which is 1. So when this x to the 7th comes out of the 7th root, it comes out as a single x to the 1st. And then we're going to go ahead and rewrite the bad stuff radical. And then minus 3x. There was no good stuff to come out, so we simply rewrite the bad stuff radical. And now that our radicals match identically, we can consider these two terms like terms, which means we can go ahead and now perform the indicated operation of the coefficients. So we have 4x minus 3x, which is just x, and then go ahead and rewrite that garbage or bad stuff radical. And so the final answer for number 44 is x times the 7th root of xy.